Good afternoon. It's time to warm this tent up. Well, I just want to say good afternoon to everyone and want to thank you for braving the elements to be a part of this historic event. It's been a long time coming, a lot of conversation, a lot of dreams, a lot of vision, a lot of pressing forward to get to this point, to be able to come here today to have a groundbreaking for a track and soccer complex here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Let's give that. It's an honor for me to stand before you today. My name is Chris Robinson. I'm the athletic director here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. I'm also an alum of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And I'm going to tell a quick story because some people, my wife over here, people may not believe it. But if Coach Grant was here, he tried to get me to run track. But he didn't want me, I didn't want to embarrass other people on the team. So I chose not to. But we do have some people here, Mr. Goldman, who have set records, even without having a track to participate in practice here on. We have, I know Coach McCoy is going to be here and Safia is going to be here as well to talk about some things from a track standpoint. But I am just excited here today to come and speak briefly about this historic event. And we will recognize people as we go through the day and a little bit later in the program. So with that being said, I'm going to step to the side and I want Coach Solberg and Caitlin Hapke to come up, our women's soccer program. We're going to follow up with Coach McCoy and Ms. Safia John. They're going to follow up as well with some brief comments.
I just want to thank you all for being here today and for your continued support of UAPB athletics. This is really a tremendous, exciting day for not just the whole UAPB community, but specifically our soccer program and Coach McCoy's track program. Really, really excited for what this new facility is going to do for our team. We'll have one of the preeminent programs, not just in the Southwestern Athletic Conference and the state of Arkansas, but also within this region. And it's going to allow us to do a lot of different things, not just for our program, but being able to host camps, give back to the community through a facility that is second to none, be able to host different events, hopefully here within the state of Arkansas, but also regional events and potentially championship level events as well. So really delighted and excited, really thankful for the leadership of the UA Board of Trustees, Chancellor Alexander, Mr. Chris Robinson, and our entire department for the work that's gone in to get us to this point. Really excited for what the future holds for our program. And this is really going to be a showpiece and a centerpiece that we can recruit to here at UAPB, but also bring people from outside the state and within the state here to campus to have championship level events.
Good afternoon. I'm Caitlin Hapke, a graduate student majoring in agriculture regulations. I am a third-year member of the UAPB soccer team, and my current position is a midfielder. Today is a day that our team will always remember. We are grateful for the days of practicing and playing our sport at Humphrey Stadium because it holds such rich history. But today adds to a legacy of greatness and advancement as we prepare to witness the launch of a track and soccer complex that many will be able to benefit generations to come. Today is very special to us because the new complex will help us to recruit new teammates to this prestigious university. It will also increase our caliber of play while striving to reach our ultimate goal to be the best Golden Line team there has ever been. Thank you to Dr. Alexander, Executive Cabinet, Board of Trustees, Governor, State, City, and County officials, community partners, UAPB Athletic Administration, and our outstanding supporters. You invested into a vision that will ultimately benefit the lives of UAPB students. This is visual encouragement to us each to continue to work hard, represent UAPB with excellence, and be part of legacy of winners. From the UAPB soccer team, thank you for believing in us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Coach McCoy, the head track coach here at UAPB. I've been here for 11 years, and I know we never had a track here, so I'm very excited about this day because one of the things I know is going to help the track team is to recruit. We do lose a lot of kids to other schools in the SWAT because we own the schools in the SWAT do not have a track. And I want to lose kids to the state of Arkansas too, different schools in Arkansas because of the track. So this day will be I'm very happy, very excited. You know, I got drive the vans every day over to Pine Bluff High, so I'm very happy to build this track here on campus to get ready to get better recruits in here to do the things what we've been doing without a track, and we're going to continue doing what we're doing without a track until we get one. So I'm very thankful for everyone who helped put this together, all the trustee board members. I know Charlie Alexander wants this too, because he's the track coach too. So I'm looking forward to him to come down and help me coach. I know he don't want to come to Pine Bluff High today, but I'm looking forward to this. I want everyone who helped with this process. I thank you, and I hope we keep doing business with you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Safia John, a senior here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. My major is biology, and I'm a fourth-year member of the track and field team. I am a multi-event athlete participating in the pentathlon indoors and the heptathlon outdoors. It brings me great joy today to participate in today's groundbreaking ceremony of the UAPB track and field and soccer field facility. As I represent my teammates today, I want to say thank you to all of our administration team, community partners, city and state officials, and to all of those who place this project at the top of their hearts and mind to see this in fruition. Today is a very special day for us because it marks the beginning of a very promising journey for us, not just for track and field, but for the university as a whole. I'm sorry. This team is the epitome of hardworking, persevering, determined, as well as we make the best out of every situation that whatever is given to us. It is a hopeful feeling that we get when realizing that we will have something to call our own. What better place to exercise school pride? It will be an asset that attracts the eyes of many potential UAPB student athletes and would serve as a facility of great development for those individuals. Thanks to each of you in attendance today, and to those of you who paved the way for us student athletes to sharpen our skills, share our talents, and to carry the torch of excellence to the next generation. It is our hope that we continue to pass on the Golden Lion legacy by way of our beloved sport, track and field, for many years to come. Thank you.
Just want to bring up a few points real quick too as we move through. Our women's soccer team did get an invite to the SWAC championship tournament this year, and again we think things will enhance once they come get this new facility. We'll host the championship here in the future. And also our women's our track team, men and women's track team, cross country won the championship 2018, coach. 2018 they won the SWAC championship, and this year they just finished number two in the conference. Again, we're not fully funded like some of the other schools in the conference. They still finished number two. And this young lady right here, I didn't know she can dress that sharp. I'm impressed. I didn't know she was that sharp. But this young lady right here, again, without track, she was ranked number 19 in the nation out of all D1 schools, everyone in the country. So I'm extremely excited about the possibilities and opportunities here. And at this time, I'm going to recognize a few people as we go through. We have some distinguished guests here. We have Mr. Steve Cox. He's the Board of Trustees, liaison for athletics. He's a big-time athlete too, guys, so we need to recruit him also. We have our President Bobbitt of the UA. We have our Chairman and alum, Dr. Stephen Broughton. Of course, Chancellor Alexander. Our distinguished Mayor, Shirley. And also Mr. Ken Ferguson, Representative, Ms. Vivian Flowers. So at this time, I'm going to bring up the young man that pushed the fuel in the car to drive this ship. I said the car to drive the ship. Y'all didn't catch that, didn't you? Yeah. But he keeps the fuel going. He keeps the pedal to the metal and makes things happen. We're going to bring up the Chancellor of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff that's pushing forward, having the vision and driving things to take us to new heights. So you guys please help me in welcoming Dr. Lawrence Alexander.
Thank you, A.D. Robinson. Good afternoon, everyone. So happy to see all of you here today. Greetings and welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for Phase 1 of the track and field and soccer facility at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Thanks to all of you for sharing in this special occasion with us today. We'd especially like to recognize, and I won't go off the list again, but everybody who's here on this front panel, thank you all for your support. Thanks to Governor Hutchinson for his support. He has a representative coming today. We appreciate everything everyone has done to bring us to this day. Special thanks to the chairman of the University of Arkansas Board of Trustees, Dr. Stephen Broughton. Thank you, Dr. Broughton, for your steadfastness to this project and your personal commitment to getting it done. Thank you, sir. It's a great day to be a Golden Lion. It's a great day to be a Golden Lion. I tell you, I'm glad to see my wife Veronica has joined us here today. Glad to see Mrs. Susan Bobbitt, the president's wife, has joined us here today, and so many others. My son David is here today. By the way, y'all heard Coach McCoy made that reference to me being a track coach. See, you see people just laugh when they say that. You see, I coached the shot putters for the AAU. And one of my proteges is here today, my son David, who made it to nationals in AAU when I was a shot put coach back in my younger days. There's a guy in the NFL too. I'll tell you that story a while later. There's a guy in the NFL who was on my team. It may be rainy and cold today, but it's a great day because we're announcing the beginning of the development and construction of the university's track and soccer facility. This day heralds a broadening of support for our athletics programs and our efforts to expand and upgrade our facilities, improving spaces for our student athletes and our campus community to improve the competitiveness of our student athletes and provide a holistic environment to improve community health and wellness. In addition to providing additional space for our student athletes to train and compete on a higher level, this facility presents an opportunity for our campus and the Pine Bluff Jefferson County community to have recreational activities that allow everyone to participate in the Golden Lion experience. That said, I would like to thank all of our donors and supporters who helped us get to this Phase 1. And I would like to take a moment to underscore that we are building in phases. Because of our funding is limited to only the first phase, which includes a track and field and grounds, no seating, restrooms, locker rooms, concessions. But I got some good news for you today on that front. We have George Cotton and Chris Robinson and Lawrence Alexander here today, and we're available to speak to you individually about how you can plan a gift to assist with the building of Phases 2 and Phases 3. Our thanks to the staff of the Athletics Department, Institutional Advancement, Facilities Management, and so many individuals who worked harmoniously to put together this great event. Once again, thank you for your time and coming out today and your schedule and for your support along the way. Go Lions!
Well, at this time, we have a special presentation we want to present to you guys. We're going to have our president of the UA system, Dr. Bobbitt, is going to come up and provide a presentation.
Thank you and welcome everyone. And on behalf of the system, I want to congratulate the UAPB family on this momentous day. One individual has served with me, or I've served with him for the entire time I've been president, and that's Dr. Stephen Broughton. And he has provided admirable service to the state in support of the U of A system. As you know, we're in every single county in the state. But he has had a special place in his heart for UAPB and was instrumental. In fact, this is a momentous day for me because for 10 years, Dr. Broughton has been chewing on me to make sure we get a track at UAPB. And I expect come Monday, it'll be much more relaxed for me at our next board meeting. The Board of Trustees, in recognizing that, Mr. Cox and the other trustees wanted to recognize Dr. Broughton for his unfailing support for this institution and for the state of Arkansas. And so they asked us to write a resolution that they voted upon and to present it to Dr. Broughton on this day. So Dr. Broughton, I'm going to read your resolution, if you'd like to come up here. Whereas Stephen A. Broughton, MD, a native of Pine Bluff, has served on the Board of Trustees at the University of Arkansas since 2012, including as board chairman for 2021-2022. Whereas Dr. Broughton graduated from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 1979 before earning his medical degree from the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences. And whereas in his time serving as trustee, Dr. Broughton has supported the entirety of the University of Arkansas system, our campuses, our divisions, and units, while showing special care and concern for UAPB students, faculty, and staff, and for the growth and development of his alma mater. And whereas Dr. Broughton's support for UAPB has extended to advocating for the expansion and renovation of campus facilities, including academic and athletic facilities, along with approval of the new Student Engagement Center. And whereas as a trustee and alumnus, Dr. Broughton has been a tireless advocate for UAPB Golden Lion athletics, including through supporting both the athletic and academic success of UAPB student athletes, and through supporting specific projects and initiatives, such as the new competitive partnership with Arkansas Razorback Athletics. And whereas, throughout his 10 years of service as a trustee, Dr. Broughton has been persistent in his pursuit of a long-needed track and field stadium for the UAPB men's and women's track teams, which have competed for decades in the Southwestern Athletics Conference without having a home stadium. And whereas as chairman, Dr. Broughton will oversee the historic groundbreaking of Phase 1 of the UAPB track and soccer facility on this day, January 15th, 2022. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees, University of Arkansas, that the board hereby wishes to recognize and honor Dr. Broughton for his tireless advocacy and support for his alma mater, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and to acknowledge that the new UAPB track and soccer stadium is a direct result of Dr. Broughton's leadership as a trustee. Be it further resolved that the board directs this resolution to be spread upon the minutes of the regular meeting, which was held on November 18th, 2021 on the UAPB campus, with Dr. Broughton presiding as chair. Be it further resolved that the board directs this resolution to be read and presented to Dr. Broughton at the January 15th, 2022 groundbreaking of the UAPB track and soccer facility. And with it, we have two pictures of Dr. Broughton that we've included. And Dr. Broughton, congratulations and thank you for the time you
They snuck that one on me. I'm usually a little bit more persistent in board meetings. What a day, what a day. What a day. This time, for a person that lacks ever running out of words, I'm speechless, but I'll make do. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to thank Chancellor Alexander for his tireless work and putting up with me whining and complaining about this has got to be done. When are we going to get this started? We got to get this started. Let's do this. Dr. Bobbitt is right. I have been talking about this for 9 3/4 years. This was a must. We entered the University of Arkansas system in 1972, but A&M College, where my parents and my parents' siblings all finished, had a rich tradition of track and field, along with other athletics. I can tell you that since my father was a coach, I came to know most of the coaches at UAPB and A&M College years ago when I was a child. And I was on this campus probably more than a lot of the students were, even before I was officially on this campus as a student. And I was around Coach Grant a lot. And Coach Grant was a big influence on most of the people who knew anything about track and field. And my high school coach, Coach Butler, he and Coach Grant talked all the time, and they had track programs that was phenomenal. Two of my favorite athletes are here today. Obviously, my hero, Earl Goldman, who is one of the greatest track and field athletes to ever come out of this city. And also Sam Glover, who was over at Pine Bluff High, who went with the Zebras. I always tell a story of Earl Goldman by saying I used to see him run down the streets of East Pine Bluff almost every day, and I would ride my bicycle, I couldn't catch him. That's the kind of athlete he was. He just ran all the time, and he was one of the greatest track and field athletes I've ever seen. And watching the track program at UAPB, they would come over to Pine Bluff High and run some meets. It was like looking at the best track and field ever. I was impressed not only by the way they ran, but their style. I found out years later from Mr. Goldman that they didn't wear tape around their legs because they were styling. They wore them around their legs to keep them away from shin splints. And I said, oh man, you just have to tell me that. It'd be about dark when the last relay was going on, my relay, and you could barely see the lanes, and all you could see over there in the distance was, and I always knew they were going to win. That was the favorite time in my life, watching the Go to Lions run. And another thing they did that was unusual was, everybody knows sprint relays, they have blind passes. A&M College had blind passes on the mile relay, and I thought that, boy, that was really special. Track folks know what that means, but that was really special. Coach Butler took that same type of work ethic and style to Pine Bluff High and became a Hall of Fame high school coach as well. So this track program has been something special for a long time. I used to tell the board all the time that you need to know the histories to know why I'm complaining so much about it. Before the great John McDonald got to Arkansas and won 40 national championships, every track and field record, including the distance records in the state of Arkansas, was held by A&M College. Every one of them. And that's saying a lot. And it's saying a lot because we're saying that they held those records without a track. All those years, held all those records, no track. So this day has got to be one of the most important days in the history of this university, because not only did they set a course of perfection and excellence in a sport, they set a standard that it took one of the greatest coaches in track and field history to surpass in the United States. So I'm just so happy that we finally got this done. And I'm so happy that we had enough people who were concerned about it to make this happen. I can tell you this board that I've been on the last 9 years has been one of the greatest boards that's been in the University of Arkansas system history. We get along, we argue, we fuss, but in the long run, we make the decisions that's best for all the students and people involved in the state of Arkansas. So I think it's really been a great time. And Dr. Bobbitt, who has led the University of Arkansas system, has listened and has worked hard and tirelessly with Chancellor Alexander here, who has finally made this happen, and I'm so proud of everything they've done. Before I start crying, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. We couldn't have done it without you, and this is one of the greatest days that I've experienced here at the University of Arkansas. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Broughton. I just want to say that, as everybody knows, behind every great leader is another great person. And I want to recognize this time his wife, Ms. Cheryl Broughton, as well.
All right, we're moving right along here. One thing again to signify how historic this event is today. So we have one of our former chancellors, Dr. Johnson here. We have former AD, Smooth, Chris Peterson. We have the principal and CEO of Polk, Stanley Wilcox. You see the rendering that we have here, David Porter. One of the fastest men to ever come through Pine Bluff was Samuel Glover. We have the president and CEO of Go Forward Pine Bluff, Mr. Ryan Watley. And a young man is very vital to this program as well, runs the Hyper Complex, because we'll be utilizing this for students as well, Dr. Todd Gardner. And at this time, we're going to bring up a young lady that is key to this project as well, because as we come together as a community, it's not just for UAPB, it's going to make a significant impact on the city as well. I'm going to ask Mayor Washington to come up with some brief comments as well.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the City of Pine Bluff, I want to welcome everyone here. Even though we are at UAPB, you're in the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So I'd like to welcome you here on this momentous occasion. In the process of building, of renovating, and bringing about change, Mr. Broughton, many things have to be corrected that have been a bit backwards. And as we look at a university moving over to a high school throughout a period of so many years for track and field, we're reversing something that has been backwards. Mr. Broughton, I applaud you so much because your daddy, who you say was a coach, was one of my first coaches throughout the years. Your mother and I worked together. She was a librarian. And then I had the opportunity to be the principal of your son, who is a medical doctor today. So I applaud you because those of us who know you know that a lot of what's happening right now is because of your position and your presence on that board. And we thank you for that. We thank you so much for remembering who you are, where you came from, and the needs of the people. That is so very important. Not only is Pine Bluff the university getting that track and field that they need so desperately, but they're also introducing soccer to the Pine Bluff, Jefferson County community on a broader scale. Because soccer has not been very popular in our community. So as kids come to the university and they get to know you two soccer coaches back there, track and field as well, we're going to applaud you for enriching the lives of the children in this community with that sport. We appreciate you. To Dr. Alexander and to all of the other, Chris Robinson and all the other members of the team, we want to say thank you for helping us to move our beloved community forward. Thank you so much.
Okay, as we wrap things up now too, I wanted to continue to recognize people in the audience. Any student athletes here? Please stand for a second. Student athlete. Okay. Good. All right. Any alumni here, former student athletes or UAPB alum? Anybody that want to be, I'm just joking. But we would like to thank and appreciate everyone. Want you to take a good picture of this rendering, go home, put it in your Bible, and see how much money you want to give back. We help make this thing come. But we're excited about where we are. Excited about this opportunity. I want to take this time too to recognize my family here to support. The son's over here holding the Stephen repeat, so if you want to take selfies, take some pictures before you leave. My daughter here, Kaylin, son Christopher, who's a graduate, and my wife Kim, who's also a two-time All-American track runner here. So this project, I didn't have a choice but to try to make this happen. So that being said, is Reliance Bank here? They're not here today. A representative from the governor. Okay. Now we also have VC Martin, VC Carla Martin, VC Cotton, and then the athletic staff, the athletic department staff. You guys recognize them. Then also the last group I want to recognize before we transition to the next step here is our facilities team. They work tirelessly and spend a lot of time out here this week to make sure in the inclement weather this was as smooth as possible for you. So at this time I want to recognize those guys as well. I appreciate you. A few things before we move over. If anyone's planning to attend the basketball game, Coach Anthony, Ms. Jamie Wright, we have some passes for you. If you want to come down for a little while, the game doesn't start till 3, but we have a small reception in the Hyper, and there's directions. We have the signage up for you guys to come down to the game, get some finger food and everything before you leave. And also, now is the exciting time to kick up some dirt.